What's going on, you guys? I'm Grits, Warzone's most winning player, as you can see on the leaderboard behind me. In today's video, I'm going to go over power positions. There's going to be a couple that are fairly common knowledge, and then several that are not. There's going to be a lot of people that don't know all of these, so make sure you watch to the end. Some of these seem like way off on the side of the map, and you're like, well, the zone's never going to end there. I've won so many games out of all of these power positions, and that's why I felt like I needed to share them. Like, you can never predict the next zone unless you're doing recons. However, it's good to know a power position you can play if you're looking to win the game. That way, whenever the zone ends in any part of the map, you know where to go, where to play, and what gives you the best opportunity to win the game. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the battlefield. All right, I'm going to show you guys a couple places that are considered power positions that I've used several times. Now, you might be like, wow, that's all the way on the edge of the map. I've had so many in-game zones end on this hill. Now, this is a very unique spot because there's only one way up, and once you have it, it's very hard to push and very hard to lose. Once you get to this mountain, the only way up is this specific one right here. You have to jump up these rocks, and then you see this little ledge here. You have to run and jump up on this, and mantle up, and then you keep jumping. This is the only way up. There's no way up all the way around. You get clear line of sight over here. You can have clear line of sight down on ATC. If you have a sniper, you can shoot top airfield, and then you can also see out this way. And I get plenty of picks down at these homes right here. So you do have a lot to shoot at, even though you're playing a pretty far off spot. This is definitely a power position I've won many games out of. The second power position I'm going to share with you is the same essential area, but however, it's shifted down south a little bit. This is where we just were. Right here on this mountaintop, there's only one way up again. So once you're on this hill, you come up here, look for this rock, get up on this rock. This jump's a little bit harder sometimes. You have to grab this ledge right here. Once you're up here, this is the only way up. So if you have mines, you can throw in there. But it's just like the other spot. You have essential good lines of sight all the way around where you can shoot a lot of people. A lot of people like to play these hills, ATC, and top of airport. So this is another power position that I've won a lot of games out of. Now we're at the train station. There's two spots I want to share with you that I consider power positions. There's this middle hump right here. You have clear line of sight this way, clear line of sight, and head all the way around. You have this one zip here, and you also have a staircase right here. This is very easy to hold, and what I've won a lot of games out of. There's a second spot that's very similar right here on the end. So if it looks like the train zone's pulling more this way, you can play this. And this is essentially the same exact setup as over there, except one zip here and a staircase here. Very easy to hold. You have good lines of sight out this way. You can watch the buy station. It's very difficult to push once you're in this position. This one's going to seem pretty obvious, and most of you guys are going to know this. However, this side of overlook on this right here is the ultimate height. There's a couple ways up. You have a hop up right here you can do. You can hop up on this ledge. There's a ladder here that no one ever takes. And you have this ladder in here. However, once you're up here, you get to look down on the entire map with your sniper rifle, and you have free shots anywhere. Now, what's beautiful about this power position is when you jump off, you can float like 800 meters away if you're not shot at. So if I were to jump off, pull my chute, and just float, I can basically transverse about 800 meters before I have to hit the ground. So Overlook is the God tier power position on the map, right? This is where you want to be, and you can work your way out of here very, very easily. But yet, you can stay active on the map. Now, this next building I'm going to show you is not necessarily a set-in-stone power position. However, this building is a power position on the map. Now, what I'm saying here is this building that you're seeing here is all over the map and very easy to hold. I like to play the second floor. If you have a trophy, put it by the stairs because that's where most of the lethals are going to come in at. And usually, unless there's like a vehicle outside, there's no way to hop up onto the second floor, typically. Now, there's going to be some of these buildings where there are some hop-ups. However, if you're able to get one that's isolated like this, you can play this building quite easily, and I've won so many games out of these buildings. All right, the last one I'm going to show you for today's video is going to be the main building on port. This building is actually underused. Almost every time I come here, there's never someone here, even in the in-game. You can play the top of this building. There's only a couple places you're vulnerable from. Snipers on top prison, and people on top of this roof here. Now, you have obviously other places you can be shot from, but those are like your two biggest threats here, right? There's a couple hop-ups here. You have this ladder. can hop up on top of this, grab the ledge here, and then there is the biggest threat,
Enemies are dropping into the area.
which is this
Watch the
wall here
skies.
that you can get up on from the bridge. So mostly if you're going to be playing, if you have mines, put one mine on this, one mine here, and then you kind of just play this wall and keep this side clear. And then you have this AC unit to stay safe from prison. All right, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's power position video. I gave you a couple that weren't like super common knowledge, and then I gave you some that were just obvious information for most of you guys. However, there's gonna be people out there that are fairly new to the game or just don't play enough to know some of these power positions. I didn't want to discuss ATC or prison. I want to give you guys a mixed bag on some fairly common ones and some that most people probably never even heard of before. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you do, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let me know down in the comments what positions I should share on my next power position video. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.